Hello guys, how are you doing? I just started this vlog and I decided that here on YouTube I can make longer videos to talk a little bit more about myself, about my views on things. This is a very egocentric channel. It's just me talking about me. But I don't know, I hope you guys find this interesting somehow. I don't know, I guess I will present myself, talk a little bit about my life so you know who are you watching. I'm Heloise. I live in São Paulo since 2010 or so. I started to study art here in São Paulo. I originally from the countryside of the state of São Paulo, which is different from the city of São Paulo. I guess it's like New York, New York. But back in my hometown, there was no art college. Then I moved here to São Paulo to study art. And studying art is something extremely interesting. You develop a lot from the personal perspective. You develop yourself as a person, but it's completely useless professionally. So I did what I knew how to do, which was keep studying. I took my master's also in arts. It didn't help me at all professionally. So it wasn't a waste of time because it made my parents very proud. They put a lot of value in stud. So yeah, they at least they were happy. But I didn't get any job from this. And after a while, I was looking for jobs in like cultural institutions, museums, stuff like this. I was able to offer some free courses on drawing, on contemporary art, but they were far from enough to pay my bills. So I started to look for more options, to wider my umbrella of options regarding professions. And I decided to try to subscribe it as an English teacher to a school. I don't know if you guys know this, but usually when Brazilians are starting to learn English, they say teacher instead of teacher. It's really funny. And it's really difficult to not say teacher. But yeah, I subscribed to this kind of job and I fortunately was hired. So I started to teach English to little kids. Did I like doing this? Well, it was what I got, so I guess I liked it because I could pay my bills on my own, which was okay, not totally on my own. I married, as I said, like 100 times, and my husband was always supporting me. He's still supporting me, but I could, contribute somehow. So I was happy about it, and most of the kids were really nice. Uh, Before this experience, I didn't know about anything about kids really. And after that, I realized the kids are just like adults. You meet most adults, they are just mediocre people. They are just, regular people, okay people, but not much. And you have some adults who are amazing, incredible, great people, and you want to be friends with them for the rest of your life. And you met some that you rather not meet again. And kids are just the same. There are kids that you think, oh, I really want to keep in touch with this kid if I'm able to. If I was the same age, I know we will be friends, and other kids that you rather avoid, and other kids that are just indifferent. They are just your students. And when they get out of your life, you're not gonna miss them, but it's not a burden to have them in your life, you know? But anyway, I taught English for a while, and then I decided to study languages, especially English, Portuguese and English. After all, that was what I was working with. Then I submit to a selective process named FUVEST. And this FUVEST process is something that you subscribe to enter University of São Paulo. So I started to study there, and I graduated in 2023 from all English and Portuguese. I only got my license to teach English, so technically I cannot teach Portuguese at schools. And God forbidding me to try to teach Portuguese at schools because, like, I don't know anything. I only know stuff about literature, you know, I don't know grammar and stuff like this. And even in English, I should definitely check out this content and improve. We are always improving. And after I did this, I actually worked for a while in a regular school, but then I had other things to do in my life, and I ended up leaving this job. I will tell about these things that I have to do in my life in the future. But basically, one of the things that we're doing right now is that I entered again. I subscribed to FUVEST once more, so I could enter once more on University of São Paulo, so I can study ancient Greek. Yeah, ancient Greek. You may be asking yourself, why are you studying this? It's because of extremely simple reason. I really into dark academia. Yeah, dark academia. But do I have money to buy clothes, to buy decorative objects, to remake my whole apartment with dark academia interior design? Do I have money to buy vintage items like machines and cameras, old cameras and stuff? No, I don't. So I decided to do the next best thing that really embraces the spirit of dark academia, that is study that language. I could study either Latin or Greek. I chose Greek on a whim. And I'm doing this, I just started, so I don't know if I will be able to keep this, but it's free. Yeah, it's free. So I could, do this without wasting any money. And besides, as a student, I can pay half of the price when I hide in the bus. You know, there's a fee to ride the bus, and I can pay only half the price because I'm a student. So yeah, it's a good deal. Besides, I can eat like lunch and dinner for R$ 2. R$ 2 is like, I don't know, $0, €0, £0. No, seriously, it's like cents, it's nothing. And I can buy lunch and dinner and even breakfast for this amount of money. But the breakfast actually costs only 50 cents of real, I think. I never got to eat back breakfast because you have to get there so early, and I'm super lazy. I try to sleep as much as I can. But yeah, and it made me think that studying ancient Greek is free because it's a very niche thing. But it's not just that. You can study like anything for free in Brazil. And not only in São Paulo, in most states, maybe in all of states, you have at least one free university, I think. I mean, I don't know all states. There are like a lot of states. If you're Brazilian and you are from a state where there's not a public university, just tell me in the comments so I will stop being so ignorant. But yeah, you have a lot of options, and you can do this even if you are a foreign person, if you are a gringo or a hermano or a person from Asia. you can study for free in Brazil. So yeah, maybe you should consider this instead of paying like huge fees in your own country, because once you have the degree, you can ask for a validation in any country that you are living in. For people from certain countries, living in Brazil, even in São Paulo, is kind of affordable. So yeah. But anyway, you can study anything, you can study engineering, psychology, I don't know, economy, business, entrepreneurship, architecture, and so many things. You just have to pass the FUVEST test, which is not that easy because it covers all subjects that you studied in high school. Is actually ensino médio, but it's something like high school. And this FUVEST, is a bit like SAT or whatever you guys do in your country, but it's something sort of on this, yeah, something like this. But yeah, oh, you can study law also, but I guess it's kind of useless to study law in a country where you're not going to live because law changes a lot. I think that in Brazil is like Roman law, and other countries like the British Islands and United States, I guess it's common law, so it's different. But yeah, I don't know anything about this subject. So okay, guys, I think this is it for now. If you have any questions about me, ask and I will try to answer. And okay, bye bye.